The following is a Samson production.
It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Jack Palance was born in 1919, the same year my father was born, Samuel Neil Lesante. Hi everyone, I'm Sam Lesante, and this show is a special tribute to my good friend, Jack Palance. I met Jack in 1963, even though he knew of my family, and became involved, seen him many times in the greater Hazleton area. And then I became the telethon chairman for the muscular dystrophy program in 1969. It was then when I asked Jack Palance to come on the show and do whatever he can to help raise money for the kids. I called him at his home, and he said, Sam, if I'm ever in town around the telethon, I'll give you a call. Mid-1970s, he did call me. He and his wife, Elaine, came on the telethon. And we found at the telethon at that time, that year that Jack came on, it was the highest amount of money that we've raised. I think since now, they have never come up to that amount of money, over close to $600,000. Jack Palance was the kind of guy that when you ask him something to do something for kids or anything of anything that would help people, he was there. As we began to associate, my wife and I and Jack and Elaine, I began to see a different side of Jack Palance. I wanted to do a talk show, a regional talk show. Similar like Regis and Kathy Lee, but only in northeastern Pennsylvania. So I said to Jack one day, hey, Jack, I want to do a regional talk show, and I'd like to know if it would be okay if I would ask Elaine to be my co-host. Jack said, fine with me. I asked Elaine, my wife and I discussed it, Debbie and I discussed it, and thought it would be a great opportunity to have Elaine as my co-host. Next day, Jack Palance says to me, hey, what about me? What could I do? He said, could I help out with this? I said, can you help out with this? Of course. Well, needless to say, folks, from a regional talk show, we developed into be a national talk show, and the name of the show was called On the Road with Sammy Elaine. Well, we went, got our publicity pictures taken. Then Jack said, we're going on the Regis and Kathy Lee show. And yours truly made his first national debut on national television. And then Jack promoted the show on The Tonight Show, A Letterman Show, and a number of other talk shows throughout the United States. Now, what I'd like to show, folks, is some various clips, Jack's participation in this show, On the Road with Sammy Elaine. I hope you enjoy these clips. Hey, Jack, is that you down there?
Yes, Sammy, that's me. What do you want?
Heck of a time to go fishing, Jack. Our first show is starting in a couple of minutes.
Oh, my God, I forgot. I'm sorry. Look, you guys take off, and I'll join you later, all right?
Any last-minute instructions?
Yes, Sammy, just be yourself. Just be yourself, you and Elaine, and everything's going to work out beautifully. Go ahead.
We'll see you later.
Don't forget to change your clothes, honey.
Oh, you don't like these? All right, okay. Bye. Hey! I've been a farmer all my life, born and raised on a small piece of property that we called a farm. Every inch of it covered with crops and animals. Corn, potatoes, chickens. Corn here is magnificent, so that when I bought this large farm, I decided to raise an awful lot of corn. This way, it reminds me of Hollywood for obvious reasons. Farmers and actors have a lot in common, except that to be a successful farmer, you don't have to look like anything special. Whereas to be a super stud actor, you've got to have the Hollywood panache, and you've got to have the profile, and what they've got to do for you is arrange these marvelous luncheons where you meet the press and the media and all the producers. In 1955, I was having lunch at Warner Brothers restaurant in Burbank with Gig Young, a well-known light comedy actor, and the already infamous James Dean, who was at that time working in a film called Rebel Without a Cause. The waitress gave us the menus, and I ordered very quickly because the specialty of the day was corn, potatoes, and chicken. Gig ordered a rather complicated sandwich and a double martini. And then Dean, he crossed and uncrossed his legs about 12 times, played a little melody on his lips, and then he looked up at the ceiling for about 3 minutes, and finally he said, "Let me have one of them there hamburgers." I looked at Gig, and I thought he was going to have an apoplectic seizure, and he would have, except just at that moment, two lovely women came into the restaurant and walked directly to our table. One of them was Jane Mansfield. Jane ordered a sandwich and a cup of coffee, and Pierre Angeli, who was a friend of Jimmy's at the time, she was on a diet, so she ordered some fruit. Anyway, we had lunch. 5 people who were like strangers unto each other, as actors very often are, and 4 of whom, within a relatively brief period of time, were to die tragically. 2 of them by their own hand. That was a lunch to remember. And now, here I am in this cornfield about to have lunch again with Sammy and Elaine. But there is a note that says, "Sorry, we can't join you for lunch. See you later." That's brief and to the point, isn't it? I wonder if they heard my little story. Well, here we are, lunch. Would you like to join me?
Hi! How are you?
What's it to you?
I'm from the Sammy and Elaine show, and I just wanted to know...
Which one are you?
What do you mean? I'm Sammy.
I'm sorry for you, and I'm sorry for her, too. See you around.
That's a nice guy.
Jack's Corner is designed to bring you a series of unusual interviews, an opportunity to meet great men and women of the past who were controversial then and who left behind a legacy of myth and legend and unexplained activities that shocked and rocked a new nation that crawled and walked but had not yet learned to run. Also, over the next weeks, Jack's Corner will try to explain how and why these seemingly irreverent meetings can take place. Today, we want you to meet the 2 great Americans who on July 11th, 1804, that's 186 years ago, were involved in one of the last duels fought on American soil. Soon after this fatal confrontation with pistols, dueling was forever outlawed in the United States. The duelists were Aaron Burr, Vice President of the United States under Thomas Jefferson, and Alexander Hamilton, Secretary of the Treasury under George Washington. The powers that are and who make everything else be have given us just a few minutes for this, we hope, enlightening interview, and for this, we thank them. To my immediate right is Mr. Aaron Burr, and across from me, Mr. Alexander Hamilton. I think you may have guessed why we wanted to talk to you.
The duel? The duel?
Yes, the duel. We want to know why. Mr. Hamilton.
I did not issue the challenge.
I did.
Yes, I know, but why was there a challenge and why was it accepted? Mr. Hamilton, it was known that especially since your 19-year-old son, Philip, had been killed in a duel 3 years earlier, you had an aversion to dueling.
Yes, that is true.
Then why did you accept the challenge? Why didn't you just ignore it?
May I first ask if dueling is part of your society today.
No, no, it is not. It was banned shortly after your death.
Ah, yes. Well, you see, it was quite different then. It was not considered illegal. Further, honor was measured by courage, and courage by honor. If I had declined to fight, my reputation as a gentleman would have been severely damaged.
Yes, but you would have been alive. You would have spent many more years with your wife and family. Mr. Burr, why did you challenge a married man with 7 children?
I did not challenge a married man with 7 children. I challenged a man who had maligned me on many occasions and who had been most duplicitous on others. I challenged a man who had made it perfectly clear to one and all that he did not like me and whom I had grown to despise. Incidentally, I agree. Honor was at stake in rejecting or accepting a duel.
That was for our edification. I was merely going to ask if this interview would change anything up there. I'll see you next week.
Hey, here comes the champ.
Yep. I'm going to show you something, chump. I'm going to show you, look. I'm going to arrange these like this. All 4 thrown at the same time. I'm going to make 4 ringers at the same time. Elaine.
Jack, before you do that, $5 says you cannot do that.
I don't want your $5, Sammy. I will take...
I'll shine your shoes with my hand.
Right. How'd you like Ellie?
Oh, he was so charming.
Yeah.
Absolutely delightful.
Okay, honey. Watch. Here we go.
I want to see this.
Oh!
Jack, give me the $5.
They didn't land yet. Come on. Let's check the landing.
I don't believe it.
Sammy, get busy. Elaine, who are we seeing next week?
Martin Landau. And then we're going to the Gene Autry Museum and have a visit with Monty Hale. Remember him from all the old westerns?
He was fantastic. Let's say goodbye, huh?
You missed it, bud.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I hear the tractor, Sammy.
Hey, Jack, is that you?
Yes, Sammy, that's me. Hey.
Well, just like last week, Jack, we're off to do the show, and you're not even ready yet.
No, don't worry about me, Sammy. I'll be there when you need me. Who are we interviewing first?
Oh, I am so excited. Martin Landau and Gretchen. Can you believe it's been a year since we saw them in Spain?
Yeah, I believe it. God, they were lovely, weren't they? And then we're,
Wait a minute, Jack. We'll tell them when we start the show. Any last-minute instructions?
Sammy, your second show, you're a veteran, a pro. Give 'em hell, huh?
Let's go.
All right. Blake! Blake!
Back in the early 1950s, I received an urgent phone message from the then reigning Queen of Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn had just seen a film that I was in, and she wanted to talk about it and talk about acting technique. So we arranged to have lunch at 20th Century Fox, where she was shooting a film called Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. When I arrived on the set, Marilyn, who was dressed in a one-piece black bathing suit and was wearing heels about 6 inches high, was up on a platform about 10 feet high, and they called lunch, and she came down the temporary staircase sinuously, and all of these guys standing there, including me, didn't talk. In fact, we didn't breathe. And she landed, walked over to me and said, "Hi." And then she put her pinky in mine, said, "Shall we go?" And I said, "Are you going to go like this?" She said, "Why, don't you like me this way?" And I said, I said nothing. So we walked to the restaurant. 1 block away, it took about 6 months. And we walked through all of these guys, the producers, who dropped their teeth, their toupees, their checkbooks. We got to the restaurant, and they put us at the table right near the entryway. Marilyn had made the phone call. And then we walked back through the same group of lecherous disciples who were waiting for the second coming. I took her back to the stage door, said goodbye. We said we'd meet again to talk about acting once more. And I went home. That night, I got a message from a friend who had to tell me a story. He'd been at 20th Century Fox that day, and he'd seen Marilyn Monroe. He says, Champ, he said, I gotta tell you, she was in this black one-piece bathing suit, and she had on heels that were about 12 inches high. He says, now listen, I've seen things in my life, but this, he says, I just don't know how to tell you. You had to be there. So very timidly, I said, Skip, or was anybody with her? And he said, yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, I think so. He said, but why the hell would you mention that? Who cares? I didn't say anything else. Sammy?
Yes?
How did you like Martin and Gretchen?
They were fabulous.
Elaine? Next week?
Michael Bell, the voice impressionist from Hanna-Barbera, and Yingling Brewery, the oldest brewery in the United States.
Sammy?
Yes?
Are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Elaine?
I'm famished.
Jack?
I am ravenous. Let's go.
Jack Palance!
Yeah, that's me, Sammy, that's me.
Elaine, you think he's all right?
I don't know, Sammy. Let's ask him. Hey, Jack, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
What the heck are you doing way out here?
Waiting for breakfast, Sammy. It's gonna be here in a few minutes.
I think he's nuts.
Sammy?
Where are you going first?
Studio City, California. We have a meeting with Michael Bell, and then we're off to Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Where I'm gonna make great beer in 30 seconds.
Yeah, good luck, Sammy. Don't you have any of that.
Ooh, it's all for Sammy.
Bye.
Good luck. So you want to be an actor, huh? Want to make a lot of money. Well, okay, baby, but hang on to your cornfield, because you never know. Every year, thousands of young actors pour into Hollywood. They don't seem to care that the rate of unemployment is more than 85%. Right now, Elaine is talking to a beautiful, talented young actress, Sean Young. Sean has starred in films like No Way Out, Cousins, and also the biggest money maker of all time, Batman, for 1 week. She was learning to ride, was thrown from the horse, broke her collarbone, and was replaced by Kim Basinger. So Sean knows all about the breaks of Hollywood. Still in her 20s, she has a realistic picture of Startown, USA. She knows that every studio in Hollywood has a solid foundation of tinsel and baloney. 2003.
Hey, Jack! Now what the heck are you doing way out here?
I'm waiting for dinner, Sammy.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna drop right from heaven.
That's right. Yep, they're gonna drop right in. Come on, join me. Come on. Silly hero.
Michael Bell was so much fun. You know, he taught me how to talk underwater. Watch this.
What about you? Did you learn too?
No, I almost drowned.
Oh, come on. What about next week?
Next week, we have a very special show. We're doing the entire show from Tehachapi, California.
Yeah, we have Noah Berry Jr., Jack Wilson from the movie Shane.
Prove it. Hey, here comes dinner.
Dinner is served.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Hey, Jack Palance.
Yeah, that's me, Sammy.
What the heck are you doing?
Feeding my family, Sammy. Elaine was supposed to do it, but I guess she forgot.
Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry. I'll feed him again when I come back, and then I'll fix your favorite dinner.
All right, Elaine, I'll settle for that. Where you going first?
We're doing the whole show from Tehachapi, California.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to a famous bad man and then Noah Berry Jr. and
Joaquin Murrieta. You know, the most famous Mexican bandito that ever lived. And Jack, you're in the show right up front. You better hurry and go get dressed.
All right, I'll make it, but you got a long way to go, so you better get going. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye.
Hurry. I got a better idea.
Oh, Sammy, come on, you're no fun.
Now hold it right there. You people live around here?
No, we don't. We're just...
We're doing a television show, and we wanted our audience to see Tehachapi.
Now that sounds mighty suspicious already. Why?
Tell him why, Sammy.
Because it's so beautiful.
Is he with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you better hang on to him, or the coyote will get him for sure. So, you ain't looking for nothing, huh?
Like what?
Like that shiny stuff, gold.
We don't know anything about any gold.
Where? Where's the gold?
Well, you ain't gonna find it anyway, so I'm gonna tell you. Way back, 1853, a fella named Joaquin Murrieta came through here with his men and $2 million in gold. Now, story goes that California Rangers, led by Harry Love, shot, killed a whole bunch down on the other side, and they didn't have any gold. Now, they must have buried that gold back there somewhere. And if you find it, I want a third, or I'm coming after you. You got a metal detector?
No.
We forgot it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you mine. Now, you bring it back here. Leave it right there, or I'll come looking for you.
Mr. Wilson?
Where'd you get that from?
Sammy, that's Jack Wilson. He was shot to death in a gunfight with Shane. Do you remember?
Oh, my God, yeah. If he killed you back then, how could you still be alive?
Because I drink rattlesnake blood, and I mind my own business.
Elaine,
Yeah.
let's go.
On horseback?
No, let's run. It'll be faster. Hey, Jack.
Yeah,
Where's Elaine? I lost her.
she's down by the pond fixing dinner.
Well, come on down there. Hey, I'll race you.
All right, you're on.
I did it! I beat him! Hey, wait a minute. How'd you get here?
Magic, Sammy. Pure magic. Wait a minute. She's just telling me about,
Noah Beery. Wasn't he just the cutest thing?
I think it was the cutest thing. What did you think, Sam?
I think it was great. But there's something not right here. Wait a minute.
Why are you always so mean to him?
I'm not being mean to him. Come here.
What I thought.
Here
It's
comes Sammy.
him! It's him again!
There goes Sammy. Bye, Sammy.
Oh, folks, as you can see, we had a lot of fun doing those particular clips. Well, we came back to northeastern Pennsylvania, and we decided, well, let's go back to our original plans and having a local talk show. So from On the Road with Sammy Elaine, we called it It's Time for Sammy Elaine. And once again, Jack Palance says, well, what could I do? I said, well, you could play a cameo role here, and you could be on the show anytime you want. And there were some nice shows we had featuring local people in northeastern Pennsylvania. Let me show you some of those clips of our show. It's time for Sammy and Elaine. Well, welcome back. It's time for Sammy and Elaine. And Jack, well, what do you think of our show so far?
My comment, Sammy, is not about this show, but all of the shows, all of your shows. I think it's a marvelous, marvelous kind of a lesson to the people in the area. What you have on, the people that you have on are so successful, and they're so forthright when they talk about it. It's kind of, I kind of feel that people sitting at home say, no, why can't I do it? I think it's time I did something. I think it has a marvelous, marvelous feeling for a viewing audience, really. Well, I certainly get that feeling. I do it. I say, hey, I'm going to make candy, or I'm going to drive a car, or I want to do this, I want to do that. I get stimulated by these people.
I think it's exciting, but that is the goal. I mean, we want to talk to everybody in Pennsylvania and northeastern central Pennsylvania, or wherever they see this show. Especially, you know, kids who have a dream. I want them to reach for that dream.
That's right.
We have an abundance of talented people in northeastern Pennsylvania, and right here, as you say, in our backyard.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I didn't realize that. Of course I realized it. My God, this is the home of Ben Franklin, William Penn, Sammy Lesante.
Hey, now we're talking.
You know, we're really rolling.
Well, you know, you've had actually that very same experience. I know that there is a young man from this area, well, he's not so young anymore, but who came up to you probably 20-something years ago, Ron, and said, you know, I saw you, I knew you were from drums, I'm from drums, if you could do it, I could do it, and I got out there, and by gosh, he did it too. He had a wonderful career in television production.
Yeah, well, let's not get too serious about that. He said, I can do it, you can do it, and I hit him a shot, and I said, no, you can't.
Well, thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next time on It's Time for Sammy and Elaine.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet and Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. a wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Thank you very much. And what do we...
I see we have another storyteller here with us on set.
What are you reading? What are you reading?
Yeah, listen. In southern Spain, it says here, in southern Spain, there are 3 kinds of mathematicians. 3 kinds of mathematicians. Those who can read and those who can't.
And
those who can and those who can't.
And why? 1, 2? Well, I don't understand.
See you next
We'll see you next time. Those who reason.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or by opposing, end them.
I read one before we came on the show, and I think you should read this other. Mailman, could you bring the mail in? Oh, not him again.
This is the mail that arrived in the last 15 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
And here's one that is absolutely special, and I will let you look at it.
I think this is
Thank
a
you very
put-up
much.
job.
Okay, we don't need you anymore.
Okay.
Oh, you bet.
Gene? Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Gosh. Look.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, perfect.
Elaine.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Edwina.
Thank you.
And Mom. And one for everybody.
Really?
And here we are, our holiday beauties.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You know, I squeezed in here for one reason. Because I've heard this guy sing, I love him, and I want to ask him right now. Greg,
Jack.
where are you appearing? Where can we go to see?
I'll be at the
anyway.
Victorian Inn, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, all of November, December, right up to New Year's.
Oh,
You'll be there New Year's Eve.
Oh, absolutely.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
I think that's fantastic.
It is. I'm working.
You what?
I'm working.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Well.
You know, we just asked Greg a question about young people getting into the show business, musicians, singers. What about actors? Do you have any advice for young people wanting to be an actor?
Yeah, for the most part, don't.
There you go.
Well.
There you go.
However, you know, if you give them some statistics sometimes, a lot of people think that acting is simple, but acting itself is simple. Getting the job is the difficult thing. Actually, the statistics are that 88% of all actors are unemployed. We think about actors as making a lot of money. Less than 1%. Less than 1%. Make that money that you read about occasionally, and I mean,
yes.
I mean it's less than 0.5%. Really.
That's why the same people are on the front of the tabloids all the time.
Yeah, but you hear about it all the time, and people say, "Oh yeah, I want to be an actor." Well, that's not the reason for being an actor.
No.
You want to be an actor because you would love to act.
Sure.
That's it.
Well, so once you know the statistics, though.
Well, the hell with the statistics. If you want to be an actor, you go out and be an actor. Go to the right place. That's
But
it.
don't stay here. I mean,
Well,
you
no,
have to
not
go
in
to
Hazleton.
California.
I had a woman in Hazleton tell me that she wanted her son to be an actor. She wanted me to get him a job.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, well, bring him to Hollywood. She said, no, not to Hollywood. We want to know before he goes that he has a job, Mr. This lady started crying, says, Mr. Palance, you got to get him a job. So I said, good night, Irene.
Well, we're saying good night, too.
Well, how
Say
about
goodbye,
talk show
Sammy.
host? We don't have to go to Hollywood, do we? We're in northeastern Pennsylvania. Greg, thank you.
Thank you
Mr.
for having
Palance,
me.
is always a
Thank
pleasure. As you can see, folks, we had a lot of fun doing that show as well. Well, Jack has a comic side, folks. And when we had the Pocono Film Festival here in northeastern Pennsylvania, which occurs each year, they asked Jack one year to be master of ceremonies. And sure enough, we were there. And you will see a different side of Jack Palance now. Enjoy these clips. All right, folks, my very good friend, my adopted father, Jack Palance, is here. Last year, he won the Lifetime Achievement Award. Jack, it's always nice to share some good times with you.
I think so, too, but let's get one thing straight. I'm not old enough to be your father.
My older brother, I should have said.
Older your brother.
All right, let's get that straight up front. Exciting thing, though, isn't it, for everybody up here in the Poconos?
Oh, I think so. And to know that we did it last year, we're doing it now, and possibly doing it next year again.
Bridget Davis told me that you're involved in the advisory board here and helping them out with young people who want to get into motion pictures and scripts. What about me? You think there's a chance for me? Come on.
Sam, you're really putting me on the spot.
Jack, seriously, when you talk about so many people trying to get into this industry, you had said one time before, the best thing is for somebody who wants to get involved with acting, what should they do? Getting involved in acting, what should they do?
Well, go out on a street corner and do a performance, and maybe they'll get picked up. Sammy, that's a difficult question, really. You know that, really. If there's somebody with talent, then obviously they're not going to get it from Latimer Mines, Pennsylvania, or towns like that, little towns, even Hazleton. You got to go out where
you go and get it.
Yeah.
Well, I have always enjoyed doing things with you. I've learned a lot. Wouldn't be doing this show if it wasn't for you, buddy. And I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Sam.
And I see a lot of your friends are here today. Cliff Robertson's coming up next.
Oh, yes?
Yes, and I'll be joining you for dinner.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I'm going to have you stand on one side, and I'm going to have Representative Kelly Lewis stand on one side. And as the ladies read the nominees, what they're going to do is detach this, and you ladies will take turns giving them either to Representative Kelly Lewis and Mr. Jack Palance. Words, I'm all excited still from Melbourne.
When I say that much, that's all I can say. I'll give it a try. She told the story. Where the hell was I?
And the winner for Best Full Feature Film is Peoples.
Seriously, what does that mean? That's the name of the film?
I think it's the name of the film.
People.
Were you in it?
No, I'm not people. No, I don't think I was in it. My good friend Sam Lesante was in it. What's next? Anybody know what's next? Come on, girls.
Best Supporting Actors is Travis Brown in Peoples, Willow Green in Peoples, Justin Smith, who turned by...
And the winner is... I can only dance. I can sing. Yeah. So I keep quiet. I get this one.
It's one
wonderful to be here with Jack, one of the great actors in America. I think you'll all... I had the occasion to work with him a number of years ago. I also had the occasion to work with dear Edie twice in a couple of films. I'm sorry Mickey isn't here to join us, but I know all these other people like Joe Franklin and Sam and all these other dignitaries.
I have been working all week on my one-arm push-up. I've got a back that won't quit. I tell you, I think that, is this getting through or is it loud or am I just soft? You can't hear me, okay.
You want to see this thing?
Oh, no.
Just a moment, look at this. Would you hold this, please?
Oh, this, yes.
Yeah. Well, first, I want two hands.
Okay. Oh, my God. I don't believe this thing.
Why not? Look, first of all, you've got to learn to do it. You've got to learn to do it on the fingers. Fingers, not this way. That's sissy stuff. Why don't you do it here, like this?
Narrate that.
What?
Narrate that.
That I could do that one-handed, but I don't know if that'll happen. Let's see. You know, just a little.
Well, I hope you enjoyed them. Jack was very funny that day at the Pocono Film Festival. It was hilarious, in fact. And the year after, they asked me to be the Master of Ceremonies, and it was an honor. Well, then, I was able to get Jack to sit down and do a few interviews, something that no one else in the United States was able to do, is to get him to sit down for half an hour. Believe me, a very difficult interview. Here are some highlights of those two interviews I did with Jack Palance, one at his place here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and one right here on our set. Most of us were born and raised in northeastern Pennsylvania. Some of us stayed here, some of us moved out and came back. One person was born and raised here. After high school, went on to Hollywood and been there for many years, and has been also coming back here to northeastern Pennsylvania. He calls this area his home. It's my good friend Jack Palance. And we're here in northeastern Pennsylvania today talking to Jack. Jack, I often wondered sometimes why you were so attracted to northeastern Pennsylvania, staying here when you had the opportunities of living anywhere in the world.
You want an answer to that?
Well, I'd like an answer.
Yeah. Sam, I think this is as beautiful as you'll find anywhere, so why would I want to change it? I like going to New York occasionally. It's just around the corner. Philadelphia. The entire area is fantastic. I love it, that's all. That's my reason.
Many people who were born and raised here up into high school and then went to college or they went out of the area feel like there's always, it's better to be some other place. You know, there's the actions in either Atlanta or Los Angeles or New York City. What the difference between areas and people?
Well, Sam, when you say the action is in places like Los Angeles, there's an awful lot of action, but that's not the kind of action that I want to be part of or be near. I don't like that. I don't like living in a city. In California, I have a place. It's a ranch. It's much, much smaller than this. The population there is about 15,000. So live in the hills, have a lot of cows, and love doing that, just as I like coming here and seeing the geese on the water. They fly overhead and say hello. You know, they drop a few things for me. That's how they say hello. Missed me, but well, not always.
We are here talking to Jack Palance, a guy who I admired and respect. It's like a second father to me. Jack, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing us to come down here and
second father. You're almost as old as I am.
Yeah, well, I like to say that it makes me young.
Just because I knew your father.
Yeah.
And we beat the hell out of him in baseball.
That's not what he told me. He told me that, he said that you were a lousy baseball player. There's something about that. I don't know. He said, just watch that curveball.
Yeah.
You guys in Latimer always played unfair. You know that? Now that I'm thinking about that.
We used to what?
You always were unfair. You used to throw stones at the people from Pardeesville when they would walk over.
Oh, yeah, when they walked up the hill. And we were standing as they were coming. No, not as they came to us. As they were going away.
you threw
because now we had them, and now we know they're not coming back.
That must have been interesting, because I remember in the 50s we played Latimer, but we would have to walk to the strip-ins to get to Latimer.
Yeah, and at that time you were called Latimer number 2.
You just won't let us sign.
Oh God. What is it called now?
Parties.
Parties.
Well, they took Latimer Mines and they made it Latimer instead of Latimer Mines. One thing I have to say, though, no matter when we traveled around and we did the show, no matter where we went and people would come up and talk to you, you always, they ask you, where are you from? Latimer Mines, Latimer Mines, Latimer Mines. It was never L.A. or something like that. We talked about this area, and sometimes a lot of people don't appreciate what we have in this area. I want to ask you a question about your industry. Have you seen a lot of changes in actors today? I mean, people it seems like they come in and they're gone after a year. It's not like before.
Sam, that may be true, and I cannot comment on that too much because people ask me what I thought of a film that I did maybe 10, 15 years ago. I can't comment on that because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen myself on the screen in more than 20, 25 years, perhaps. I just stopped going. And an awful lot of actors in Hollywood were like that, a lot of actors that I knew, because you get so tied up, especially if you're that method actor, you get tied up and you gotta do this, you gotta do that. When it's over, man, you just say, hell with that, I don't want anything to do with it, and you don't go to see it ever. So, what was your question?
My question is, you're beginning to answer it. First of all, I don't understand that. I want to get back to that. I don't understand if you do a film, why you wouldn't want to see the film. Because, I know you worked hard at it, but you'd like to see your finished product. It's like when you're done with your paintings, it's such a beautiful piece of art that you'd like to look at it. But I'm saying that we had actors, Cary Grant, Burt Lancaster, people who've been around, the names, they sustained. But today, you don't have as many actors. They come in, they're a hit for 2 years or 3 years, and then they're gone. Why is that? Is the industry changing, the film industry or the movie industry? Is it changing that much?
Except for 1 year, 1.5 years, I think. That was the limit. That was the time limit of my living near the Hollywood area. After that, I moved to Europe. Lived in Europe for 7 or 8 years, came back. I had nothing to do with the American industry. Now I left to dabble in the arts. Well, that's actually part of the arts, with painting. I remember I was in 2nd grade and I was sent to 7th grade very often to read a poem, to recite a poem that I had memorized. So I started a long time ago. My father was an actor in the church. I used to have to go and watch him. And I remember one time, he rapped me and knocked me on my butt. And I said, why? And he said, you don't talk to me like that. He was up there acting and doing very well. couple of his men were down there, and they're yelling, hey, John, and he'd turn, you're okay, John. He turned around and he's on stage. And I said, Pop, you don't do that. You can't do that. That's terrible. Pung. So I never criticized him again.
Yeah. Well, everybody, in closing this interview with you, people want to know, what's Jack up to? What are you up to?
What am I up to?
Mm-hmm. Are you still...
I'm doing an interview with one of my best buddies. The guy's name is Sam. How are you? It's Sam Lesante, and I'm delighted to do it. I really wouldn't want to do this with...
I appreciate it.
With almost anybody else.
Recently, Elaine, I'm going to talk to you. Don't worry. I'm going to get to you in a second. But
Don't talk to me.
I'm having fun with Jack.
Just here.
There's so much I could say about my experiences I had with you, Jack. But I want to just go back to you're back here in Pennsylvania. You came here in May, and not that you're back here. You come here all the time, but you came here in May, and after being invited by the president for the World War II Memorial dedication, which I thought was really interesting. Then, after that dedication, President invited you and Elaine to the White House to have, what was it, breakfast or lunch?
Breakfast.
Breakfast,
Yeah.
and got to meet President Bush and Rumsfeld and Colin Powell and your good friend Tom Ridge, and who else, Elaine?
Oh, Tommy Thompson was there, and Secretary Principi. And that precipitated our work with the veterans, visiting the veteran hospitals.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jack, you don't have to do this stuff. You could have stayed home and relaxed over the Memorial Week.
That's right, Sam. That's right. But I happen to like the hell out of you, and that's it. I love being on the show with you. So, and I mean, my Elaine.
Yeah. When you went to Memorial Weekend and you then went to the president's place. Then you went back to, as you said, Principi, who was the Secretary of Foreign Veteran Affairs. You met Rudy Gresham. Incidentally, I talked to Rudy today. Rudy is the senior advisor, as you know, to the Department of Veteran Affairs, and I asked him to give me something to say about what happened when you were there. And first of all, he couldn't. He just said you were a huge success. The veterans, the secretary, they have never seen any kind of response that they ever had from any other celebrity.
Yeah, they tried to get rid of the president, and I would have run, but something went wrong in the end, and I didn't make it.
I'm saying, I said when he was on the show, he said that he felt. You signed so many autographs, and I know how much you really love the sign autographs. I mean, wow, I know you just get a thrill about signing autographs. But you signed a ton of autographs, and you went down to see all these people in the dialysis, and I thought that was very nice of you. Very nice of you to do that. You didn't really have to do that. It's funny, everybody knows that, because I always talk about Jack on the show and talk about how honored I am to be a friend of yours, Jack, and my wife and my family and what you've done for us. But I always get the question, what kind of guy is Jack? Really, Sammy, what kind of guy is Jack Palance? What kind of guy is he?
You didn't tell him.
Oh, I don't tell him. I don't tell him.
Really, Sam, what kind of guy is Sam?
I'm a nice guy. Well, Rudy Gresham, I think, said it the best on my show when he was talking about what you did for the veterans and what you're going to be doing in addition to the veterans. Not only did you go to Washington, but you went to Wilkes-Barre and spend a whole afternoon with those people there, which I thought was good in your backyard, and I think that's very nice. And I know you don't like to be complimented, but what I think is that the fact that you've stayed here so long and you just don't want to go back and visit some people in California. You like it here.
Oh, that's true, Sam. I do love it. We love it. And we look forward to going back to California. We're going to have to go there for at least a couple of months. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, we just have to visit grandchildren.
That's right. Yeah.
And then we plan to get back because I've got lots of activities planned for next year.
I was there. I love slate picking because it was what the hell you have to do. You sit there, and the slate is cutting down between your legs. You straddle the thing, and the boss keeps walking back and forth to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And the moment he turns away and goes to the thing, you start throwing everything, and no matter what the hell, just throwing until he, yelling, come here, you pick up that slate. Okay, okay.
So you did that for so many years, and then you went on to play basketball.
I went on to college. I was only 14 then, 14.
So young.
Oh yeah, we were working. I was a big boy. I could cheat a little bit. I could say I'm 16 or 17 and get away with it.
Went to college and then Stanford. You went to Stanford, right?
Well, first I went to the University of North Carolina on a football scholarship.
Then went to Stanford.
Yeah, well, I went to Stanford and graduated from there. Oh God. 1947 or 48 or something like that.
You've done a lot for us, and we don't go those things don't go unnoticed on behalf of my family. I want to tell you publicly how much I appreciate what you've done for my family, and you're just one hell of a guy.
That's beautiful, Sal. It makes me feel absolutely, be quiet, absolutely top of the heap.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on the Sam Lesante Show.
Thanks.
Okay. Folks, my good friend Jack Palance and Elaine, thank you for coming on the show. Well, folks, those are some of the interviews I had with Jack Palance here on this set and also at his place. And believe me, a difficult interviewer, even though he was one of my closest friends and is like a father to me. I want to thank Elaine Palance for sending me his tie and also his cufflinks that I'm wearing on the show. It's a gift to me, and I appreciate that very much. I also want to thank the Times Leader newspaper in northeastern Pennsylvania, to Jennifer Learn Andes, who wrote a beautiful article about Friends to the End. I spend the last weeks of Jack's life in Montecito. My wife and I, Debbie, flew out there, and every day we had a great time with Jack. It was only about a week after we left that he passed on. But we talked about Pennsylvania. We talked about everything we did. We sang songs. My wife and I, Elaine, danced around the bed, and we just had a great time. And those are memories I'll cherish forever. Jack was a great artist, as you know, folks, and also a great writer. His book, The Forest of Love, is a reflection on his love for nature. Jack was the kind of person that did not like to give autographs and sometimes got me angry, but he would take a picture with you, or he would do whatever he could to help you. Jack was very proud of his family, very proud of his friends, and very proud of where he came from. So this is a little tribute to Jack Palance. I hope you enjoyed the various clips that we have. I will be showing more in the future. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sam Lesante.
Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, the ringing out our song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care, to always remember the rambling rose you wear in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, you'll hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread the dawn when I awake to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own. Ramona, I need you, my own.
This has been a Samsung production.